Hi everyone, and welcome to day 6. Today we're going to talk about a line in the sand. So we're going to draw a line in the sand. Tomorrow we're going to talk about your vision, your future, big goals, the big stuff. I had to write notes because otherwise we're going to be here all night. So let's get through this so we can get going on our big goals. All right, we have to cut the crap today. We talked about the difficult stuff yesterday that holds us back. What are the things that you're no longer going to allow to hold you back? So we're going to dive deeper into those questions and revelations. So for example, we said time, fear, money, judgment that can come from all those things. So yesterday we journaled what each one means to you. We talked about why it's epic BS. It's called an excuse for a reason. And then hopefully you came up with 3 solutions for that are mapped out for you. And remember, if you're feeding the monster, it's going to get bigger and bigger. So if you keep saying, I don't have time, then it's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger that you don't have time. So that's why we're mapping them out. We're facing the monster head on. Okay, so think of the things that are really holding you back. Let's pick one. Like, for example, we'll pick fear of judgment. What are people going to think? And I know we play this narrative in our head, like, we replay things that, what are people going to think if I don't create my website or if I don't post or this or that? So that has a huge impact on your actions and your choices in the day. So think of those moments when I'm scared of the judgment or focus so heavily on things holding me back. So for example, I kept repeating, what my clients might say. So what's Lee's up to now? What are people going to think? So if you keep going down that road, none of your top 10 goals are going to get accomplished or achieved. That factor keeps just popping up and it controls and demolishes your life because really it dominates. You think about it all the time and then you can't even think about your own goals because you're just like, I don't have time, or, what are people going to think of me? So this month, for example, I got nothing done. Let's get to the end of the year. What's the end of the year look like? What are my good friends going to say? Are they going to judge me because I didn't do anything or make anything happen? Was my goal, posting on social media, starting a website? It didn't happen. What next? There's an insane amount of disappointment that comes along with goals that are not being achieved. And that doesn't feel great. Now we're in January. Are you close to your goal and making it happen? You can see the finish line at the end of the year and you're like, dang, yeah, I got this accomplished. Or are you letting those outside factors control your life and you didn't get much accomplished? Here's how we're gonna do it. New Year's, I look forward to it, and I associate it with all that I've done and all that I'm going to accomplish. And being so proud of myself and picturing myself at midnight and reflecting on my year is a great accomplishment for me. What if I'm not like that? And what if you feel alone, defeated, and they won and you did nothing and you're still in the same place you were last New Year's? That's a crappy place to be. Now let's fast forward and let's think 2 years down the road. And if you keep allowing these roadblocks to dictate what you want your life to look like time, playing stories in your head, who's going to judge you, and you keep playing that narrative over and over in your head, and maybe you keep playing small and you don't go after those big freaking goals that get you excited. What's going to happen over the next few years? Because the windows of opportunity are gone. Windows of opportunity show up in your life and you need to grab them. I grab every single one I can. If you don't grab them, you might have less energy when you're older. You might not have the level of excitement towards it. That might have been an opportunity. You might have met the right person and now it's gone. You might have lost trust with some people. Some people might not actually, they'll see you in a few years and they'll be like, what did you do? That's the person that said they'd do this and they didn't. What does life look like 2 to 3 years from now after allowing all the outside factors to control you? What opportunities have you missed out on? What goals haven't you achieved? What dream homes haven't been built? What dream vacations haven't been explored? What memories haven't you made? This is the one that got me. Who's not in your life? Who has left your life? Who never came into your life? Who didn't want to stick around anymore because of the external factors allowing to control your narrative? What didn't happen and what won't happen? What does your health look like? What do you physically look like now? Are you happy with it? Do you want it to change? All of this sucks, right? I can keep going, but we did 3 years. Let's think 10. Let's think 10. Who's in your life? How alone are you? How miserable of a person are you to be around? How do you feel about yourself? When you look back at the past 10 years and you keep allowing all this stuff to keep piling on, and you didn't do this or that, and it's another New Year's after the other, and negativity keeps piling on, and you lose friends, and you keep going forward through life in this way, it's a lonely place to be. But how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about taking on new stuff? How do you feel about starting new relationships? How do you feel about current relationships? Who are the people no longer in your life? Who are the people who have left? Who are the people who might have never come into your life? You might have friends now that are an absolute blessing. I know I sure do. And what if you're meant to meet someone down the road and it just never happens because of the choices that you're making? What if the choices that you're making in terms of, time for yourself and time for your health? What if you're not around in 10 years? What if you're not around in 10 years? I really want to dive into what does life look like when you allow all these external things. And yes, it is your reality because it's your perception. And what if your perception became, I freaking got this, and what people think of me doesn't really matter? If you were to truly know in your hearts of hearts that this epic BS, we call it, to allow someone outside of your own life that is not living your dream life to control your future to that extent, that's insane, right? That's insane. Then why are you doing it? And now that you kind of look through the looking glass down the future, you can kind of see it. What if you knew without a shadow of a doubt that you knew your future was worth way more to you than what randoms, whoever they may be, might say or think or do or give their opinions, as we all know people love to do? You can move forward with intent and say, I'm making stuff happen. Today, I am making it happen. And I don't really care what other people think. And I don't really care what you think. This is my life. That's how life is going to start being lived. Truly. But you gotta let go of all those things. Like all those things holding you back. You need to face the monsters and really, truly face them. So this is your current situation. Your line in the sand. What are you embarrassed by? Is it financial? Is it your weight? Is it life, health, relationships? If you were going to a high school reunion and you want to impress someone at your high school reunion, what are you embarrassed by? What are you sad about? In your current life situation, I can't do this anymore. I'm embarrassed. This wasn't supposed to be what my life was supposed to look like. Something has to change. You have to recognize those moments of embarrassment. If you can harness that and be motivated by that pain that could potentially end up showing up later on, or that's your sense of urgency. The amount of urgency that we all live with is different for everyone. For example, I live in a big sense of emergency, and I know my clock is ticking, and if I keep allowing outside factors to control my life or dictate my fate, I know what New Year's is going to look like this year and what it's going to look like 10 years from now. And I think about that on a daily basis. And so with saying all this, I'm making sure I'm moving forward with the intent to actually get things done. That's what we're doing, right? We're trying to goal set and get things done. That stuff that actually matters, that gets you excited. What matters to this person or that person is irrelevant. It's what matters to you. So what are you embarrassed by? What will you no longer allow to control you? What needs to change, like now, like today? And tomorrow we're going to talk more about your vision, your big goals, those things that get you excited. You see it on your list and you're like, yeah, let's do it. And we're now have officially drawn the line in the sand. I feel like we have connected today, and that I feel like we're moving forward, and you've chosen, that's not what my future is going to be. I'm not going to allow outside factors to dictate my life. You dictate it. You write your story from now on. And now we can go into our futures and our goals with no BS, by the way, and saying, yeah, I'm going to set these goals and allowing this and this and this to affect me and my choices. So we're going to focus on legit goals moving forward. And guess what? They're actually going to happen because you know what? You're still showing up here now and you're still here with me. So we've eliminated external factors. We are sure you're showing up and you're consistent, and it's pretty much all you need. So let's keep going, show up for tomorrow for some more big discoveries, and keep being awesome. Take care, guys. Bye.